Why? Why should you be deleting Instagram? Why should you not use social media? Let me tell you a story. I'm with my first girlfriend at the time. This relationship was not one, to say the least, that was pleasing to God. And I remember being on my phone while I was at home, just got home from school. And this girl I was dating at the time is on the bus. And I'm on Snapchat, and I see this. So she's on the bus, and I've got another guy friend added who is just on that same bus. And this is partially due to my mental health at the time, but I just started neurotically overthinking about it. Like, just coming up with all these false scenarios as to what's going on, just like starting to just like believe things that totally just aren't true, getting wrapped up in my own head. Just because I cared so much about what was going on my phone and on social media, rather than my actual self-improvement and my relationship with God. Because I was lost at the time. And that's what social media does to you. It distracts you. It distracts you and it wastes your time. It distracts you from your relationship with God, which is the most important thing in your life, bar none. That's what social media does. It distracts you from that. You see, the purpose of these apps like Snapchat, Instagram and TikTok especially, the purpose of these apps is that they run ads. They make money from the ads that they run on the app, so that the ads that the viewers see. So the goal then is to make as much money as possible. And the way that they do that would be to keep people on the app as long as possible. So there's theoretically more ads to be shown to them. And that's exactly how it works. So the purpose of these apps is not to serve any like constructive, valuable purpose for you. It's literally just to keep you on the app as long as possible, to entertain you, just so they can make money, and then you can get addicted and depressed. And eventually at some point become soulless. Does that sound like you want that? Does it sound like you respect yourself enough for you to voluntarily put yourself in this position every single day? Because make no mistake, you are on social media every day. I know it. Instagram, TikTok, the devil's got you by the balls. And he's not going to let go. You need to get rid of these apps because it totally just castrates your ability to focus on your relationship with Christ. In reality, you know why you use social media. You use it as a distraction. You use social media as a distraction to numb this pain that you can't really just get away from, that you don't want to solve actually in real life, that you're too afraid to confront, so you numb the pain through death scrolling on TikTok. Through relapsing to all these Instagram girls. You keep looking and looking for the right video, knowing that you're not going to find the right one, but you just keep looking because that search is easier than a search to solve the problems that are actually going on in your life. You use it as a cope. It's an escape mechanism. And you know that deep down, but you won't get rid of it because it's hard to get detached from it, because the fear of not having this dopamine is greater than the joy of actually succeeding in solving the problem that needs to be solved in your life. Talk about how insane that is. That I have to say that. And you know this too. You know this deep down. Social media has done nothing for you but destroyed your mental health, destroyed your spirit, giving you anxiety, depression, addiction. Probably got you addicted to porn too, maybe. If maybe you're in the off chance you're a parent watching this, which I doubt, but maybe it's also just totally influenced your children in the wrong direction. The devil uses social media as a tool to distract people from their relationship with Christ, so there's more window for opportunity for Satan to plant seeds of doubt and seeds of sin in them. Do not let this be you. Don't get wrapped up in the false pleasures that come from social media. Because whilst that dopamine hit is really rushing in and you're on Instagram, the problem is you're literally destroying your own brain because you have way too many people to compare yourself to now. If you think back to older times, like let's say a couple of thousand years ago, and like, you know, it was like caveman era. I don't know how long ago it was, but like caveman era, tribes were mostly like around 100 to 150 people max. You compared yourself, and in a way you competed with the people, and if your man watches the other men in that tribe. So our brains are mostly used to that number of people to compare ourselves to because our brains haven't evolved that much over the span of time from then to now. So our brains are still, in one extent to another, used to comparing ourselves to around approximately 100 to 150 people. When you go on Instagram, you have the entire world to compare yourself to, and general rule of thumb of life, there's always a bigger fish in the ocean. There's always going to be someone that's better than you. So your brain is just, whenever you go on Instagram and you see these people that are doing better than you, you're reaffirming the idea in your brain that you are not good enough. That's where all this insecurity, anxiety, and depression and dissatisfaction comes from in the younger generation. They're on Instagram so much that they just see everyone with the life that they want. They see this fabricated version of reality that isn't actually real. And they trace it back and use it as a crux to compare it to their own lives. And it always fails. Because what they're seeing is not actually reality. It's not meant to be reality either. Instagram is just meant to highlight the highlights of life. Or not even that, to highlight the highlights of fabricating an existence that isn't actually authentic. It's not meant to be real. It's meant to distract you. It's not meant to actually portray what's real life is. It's meant to keep you on there for as long as possible. And if it has to hyperinflate itself and its perception of what real life is to do that, they will. You have nothing to lose by quitting these apps. And TikTok too. We can say all of these apps, like the big three, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, we can basically say that they're softcore porn. TikTok especially. You know this, you've probably been on there multiple times and literally you just can't get away from it. Same with Instagram as well. Snapchat as well too. Again, they want to keep you on the app for as long as possible. Satan wants you on this app for as long as possible, so he can distract you from your relationship with Christ, and so these companies can make as much money and profit off of your addictions and your depression. If you're actually a man watching this, you respect yourself enough to not want to put yourself in this position. You will not tolerate this. But the thing is, I know 99% of you watch this, you watch this video, and then you'll either scroll off, you'll click off, and then go on Snapchat and TikTok and start scrolling. You'll snap back those friends that don't even actually know you. You'll start death scrolling on TikTok again, looking for some video that you'll never find. Looking for some solution to this problem in your life that you'll never find on there. Instagram, you'll just keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. Oh, there's a nice girl there. Okay, I'm gonna relapse. You keep going back to these apps because you don't respect yourself. And why should you? You don't deserve to respect yourself because you keep voluntarily putting yourself in the position where you just keep repeating this cycle of addiction and lust and shame and pleasure. You're selling yourself short. You're castrating yourself. So yeah, why should you respect yourself? Why should you look in the mirror and actually be proud of who you're looking at? Because when you look in the mirror, you're not looking at yourself. Literally, death is staring right back at you. Because you are literally embodying the works of Satan. You're serving Satan. You're his slave. Does that make you proud? Is that a title that you want to bear? Is that the cross that you want to carry? No. You know that, but you won't do anything about it. because it's hard. Oh, big deal. It's easier than being addicted to this stuff for the rest of your life. And when you're on your deathbed, regretting that you never tried. That basically for your entire life, you were mentally AFK. That you were just this zombie walking around, going at the whims of their emotions every single damn day and never actually being present and enjoying the moment. Your entire life just flashed before your eyes in a second. Just because you were too addicted to these apps and too disrespectful to yourself to quit. I really hope that this isn't going to be you watching this. I'm praying that this isn't you watching this. Because take it from someone who was bound to these apps like it was bound to the chains of these apps that were given to me by the devil. And I was on the other side of it. Bro, I see how this messes people up. More than they realize. That's the thing. You don't realize it's messing you up whilst you use it. So I'm telling you now, as a warning, get off these apps as soon as you can. You will not regret it. You have nothing to lose. I hope you found value in this. My name is Evan Cole. I'm just some kid who's in love with Jesus, and I hope that me sharing a little bit about the gospel here has helped you on your goals for self-improvement done the right way, which is through Christ. For now, keep working hard, stay blessed. Remember 2 things. I do online coaching now, so check the channel description if you want to. And more importantly, Jesus loves you. Take care.